Hey guys, welcome back, and today I have something truly amazing to show you. Raycasting in one command block. So I know before I did a little mini series on GamerGuppy's raycasting system, but now I have my own raycasting system for 1.13, and I know it may seem a little redundant to be like, oh dude, they already have raycasting, it already exists, it's you do the upper one. Yeah, that makes sense, but I'm talking about like raycasting like in a game. I'm talking about raycasting like where when I shoot, right, it traces a line exactly where I'm aiming all the way to a wall, like so. It traces a line all the way to a wall until it finds a wall or it finds an entity. Like, oh, well, that counts as a wall. Like so. It stopped at the sheep. Now, if you notice at my chat, it might be hard to see exactly, but when I right click, let's look straight up. When I right click, it says 539 commands executed. I said it's one command because it really is one command. It's just doing it 593 times. And these two commands aren't a part of the raycasting itself. It's a part of detecting when the player wants to do it, so I don't technically count it. But yeah, so here we have it. That's it. It traces a line straight forward until it reaches a wall. Now, it's really dumb using the barrier, and I have some limitations, so it doesn't do it as much. But as you can see, it did a straight line all the way there. But using the barrier particle looks a little strange, so just keep that in mind. And you can increase the accuracy if you want. But yeah, so there we go. But yeah, the barrier particle has strange behavior, but this really does extend until it hits the ground. So now let's look exactly what's going on. This is the function that I use, and as you can see, it's really simple, right? So here we have one command that I'm not going to count. It plays the particle. This is just so I can see it. You don't have to have the particle in the command. You don't have to have the particle at all. It works without the particle. It's just there so you can see that it's working. This is the only command, just one of them. Now I know it seems like really big, but it's only one. So I did it. Done. No explanation. I'm just kidding. I'll show you. So what we're doing here is we're playing this function one time using this command block here. This is going to play the function if I right click a carrot on a stick. That's what the score shoot is for. It tests if you right click a carrot on a stick. So this is going to play the function if I right click a carrot on a stick. Now I have this additional things so that it shoots out of my head. I changed some of these values for my zombies game that I'm working on so that it shoots out of the tip of the gun. But you can rotate where the function is, what the function is being played. You can rotate the position and move it so that it looks differently. If I don't have these positioning commands in here, what it'll do is it'll shoot it right out of my feet, which is not really what I want. So anyway, it does that, and then this just sets my score back to 0. So these two are just for detecting when I right click. Of course, what I use for my zombies is I test when a player right clicks, then it takes them to a function file, not this one, a different function file that checks what gun they're holding. And then it takes them, once it finds the gun they're holding, into another file. And it detects it's like an initialization function. And the function basically just does this command to start the function. It can play just this command, say just this one time. So I right click. I'm playing the function, I'm using one command to play the function one time, and then it repeats itself over and over and over. What's going on is it's kind of doing like a recursive thing, and the reason why you don't see it moving forward, the reason why it's so nice is because functions stop your game to do the calculations and then play your game again. I believe that's how they work. So all of this, if I right click, it'll pause my game, freeze everything, I can't see anything, run the function until it's done running, which is an infinite loop until it reaches a wall or until it reaches a wall, a location that doesn't have air, which would be a chunk that's not loaded, or it reaches an entity. So once it finds one of those conditions, it plays my game again, and it's able to do it really fast because it's not too many things happening. So yeah, that's the raycasting in one command. Now let's go over what the actual function does. So you play the function, and in the function, it executes. So it's going to play the function again if the block that the function is being played at is air, and if it didn't hit an entity. This positioning stuff is just so that I can get really accurate entity tracking. I have to change the positioning of the command so that it tracks a little better for entities, since the entity's origin hitbox is towards their feet. And then it moves the function to be played one block forward in the direction that the function is looking, and then moves it back up. So these two cancel each other out, so you can ignore those. But basically it's saying if the block is air, and unless there's an entity there, so if there's not an entity there, then it's fine. But unless there's an entity there, then move the command forward one block in the direction that the command is facing and play the command again. And that's about it. Play the function again. So it just does that over and over. So it gets played right here, checks, is it air? Is there entity? No. Then we will move forward one block and do it again, and move forward a block and do it again, and move forward a block and do it again, and move forward a block until it stops. And it's really that simple. Now, the positioning thing is annoying, but one of the coolest parts about this is, check this out. Say @s hit a wall. Check this out. So now you may be thinking, okay, @s, it selects the entity that is basically not, like, it picks the entity that's playing this command. But since we never change what entity is playing this command, it'll still pick me. Oh, I have to do reload. It'll still pick me. So it'll say Cloudwolf. Oh, okay, I shouldn't have put it in that sense, because then it plays it every time. But it says my name. It says my name here, as you can see. And the reason why it says my name is because I didn't change what entity is playing the command. So I can do stuff like I can set up a damage system and have some kind of reward in the system. I could make it so if I'm doing a Quake style game, I could go like that, right? And then when it hits, right, so you execute at this entity. So let's go execute if there's an entity there. It's executing if there's an entity there. It's going to play another function, and that function we can use to kill that entity. So kill, say, another player, and tell the whole world that @s, which is me, killed that player. So I think that's really cool that you're able to also keep track of who's who, like who shot it. This is definitely a really, really powerful thing. It's literally everything you could ever ask for with raycasting and gun shooting and anything, and only one command. So hopefully you guys are able to use it for something cool. I have it in, if you guys have not seen it yet, I have used it to a great extent in this other example. I posted a video on this a couple days ago. It's the video right before this, but I use it to a great extent in this, where as you can see there's the little tiny dots. That's our representation of the bullet trail, and we have zombies. So here the zombie falls, and if I shoot it, it kills the zombie. And if I scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar. Wow, this is a train wreck. Scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar, zombie score. There we go. If you see on the sidebar, it says my points is 80, right? So if I go back into here and have the zombie spawn again, if I shoot them, you'll see, I suck. You'll see my points go up every time I hit them. And that's because I'm using the whole thing where the function knows who shot it, regardless of how far away it's being played. Now, another cool thing you can do is, with the same function, you can use it to create accurate looking little blood particle effects. So if you notice, the blood that I shoot at their legs, if I shoot at their legs, the blood comes out of their legs. Just like, it's hard to do it while running backwards. But if I shoot at their head, blood comes out of their head. If I shoot their body, out of their body. And so on and so on. So you can get a lot of accurate looking things from just, pretty much one command. Like the majority of what's happening runs off of the fact that that one command does the raycasting for you, which is pretty great. And it pauses your game to do so. And I'm getting low frames. And that's probably just because I'm recording. But anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to show you today. A really simple way to do raycasting with only one command in a function file, and probably one or two other commands to make it activate. But essentially, one command in a function file gives you raycasting. And hopefully you guys thought that was interesting or useful. And I wish you the best of luck working with this. It's a really cool thing. I love 1.13. It's got a lot of great features. If you guys want to see anything else, just let me know. And I'll be coming out with new videos soon on some other cool things, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.